はい、最初に日本語で誰々ですって言ってスタートしてください。お願いします。
山田裕太郎です。よろしくお願いします。Please listen my speech. I don't like sports. I don't like sports because I have a traumatic experience with sports. Today, I'd like to talk about that trauma and the day I will never forget. When I was in elementary school, I belonged to a soccer club. At the time I was in the 5th grade, I went to see the 6th grade game. One of the 6th grade members was absent, and I was the same position as he, so I had to play in his place. I was so nervous because I was not very good at soccer, but I went to the game and did my best. In the end, I was passed by a number of opponents from my position and lost 5 points. And after the game was over, I was furious with many 6th graders, and I was cried. It was the first day in my life that I realized how weak I was. I will never forget that day. Thank you.
Oh. Very good. はい、じゃあ次の方お願いします。Next person, please. 名前だけ言ってはる。
高橋ここなです。One of my most unforgettable moments was watching my seniors' performance at last year's Waseda Festival. I am part of the performance club, and I had been looking forward to seeing their dance across that day. They are incredibly cool, and supporting them always gives me energy and motivation. However, on that day of the Waseda Festival, for the first time, I was moved to tears while watching their performance. That day marked their final performance before their retirement, and their dance conveyed all the hard works and struggles they had gone through. It was truly touching. Next year, I want to create a stage that will inspire and move my junior as well. Thank you.
はい。
今野樹里です。お願いします。My unforgettable moment was when I first saw the cheerleading performance of the Waseda University Cheerleading Club on the day of my entrance ceremony. I was completely overwhelmed by their smile and voice, and in the moment I thought to myself, I want to be someone who can inspire and move people like they do. That was when I became fascinated by cheerleading as a sport and decided to join the club. When I joined the cheerleading team, my first practice was filled with a mix of nervous and excitement. I was in a way the senior members' incredible performance and realized just how much effort and dedication I would need to put into reach their level. Even now, during the thought practice when things don't go as planned, I remember that feeling I had on the day I first saw the cheerleading performance, and it gives me the motivation to keep pushing forward.
Thank you. 近藤瑠璃です。One of the most unforgettable days of my life was my first Waseda festival during university. I had just joined a dance club, and as the only beginner, I worked tirelessly to keep up with my talented teammates. The day before the performance, I injured my foot so badly that walking was painful. The doctor advised against dancing, but with painkillers and support from my teammates, I stayed on stage. Despite the rain, we performed with smiles that lit up the moment. After our performance, when I could barely walk, a senior from my club carried me on her back, a gesture that touched me deeply. At that day, I realized the true meaning of teamwork and friendship. How people come together and support each other through challenges. The warmth of my dance club members, their encouragement, and the final act of kindness made this day unforgettable.
畑日和です。Do you have a day you'll never forget? For me, it was my final high school basketball game, the championship match. We were down by 1 point with 10 seconds left. The ball came to me near the three-point line. My heart was racing, but I took the shot. The ball went in as the buzzer sounded, and we won by 2 points. Everyone hugged and cried. Not just because we won, but because of everything we had been through together. That day taught me 2 things. Trust your team and be grateful. Basketball is not about one person. It's about teammates, coaches, and supporters all working together. This is why I forget that day. Thank you for listening.
文治あすみです。Hello everyone. Today I want to share with you a story that taught me the importance of not giving up and believing in myself. When I was in the first year of junior high school, I joined the school's brass band club. I played the flute, and so I enjoyed it. I never thought I would stand out. One day, my teacher surprised me by assigning me a flute solo for an upcoming performance. At first, I was excited, but the experiment quickly turned into nervousness. During practice, my hands shook and my breath was unsteady. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't produce the clear sound I wanted. My first attempt in front of the other club members was a disaster. I felt embarrassed and wanted to give up. But something inside me said, don't quit now, so I decided to face my fear head-on. Every day after school, I practiced over and over again. My teacher and club mates encouraged me, and little by little, I improved. Finally, the day of the performance arrived. Standing on stage, I was still nervous, but I took a deep breath and began to play. To my surprise, the notes flowed beautifully. When I finished, the applause from the audience filled the room. I couldn't believe I had done it. Through this experience, I learned a valuable lesson. No matter how hard something seems at first, if you keep trying and don't give up, you can achieve more than you ever imagined. Thank you.
カニー時です。 Today, I'd like to share an unforgettable experience from my school life. My school was all-boys school, and we have a unique tradition in our culture festival. Some of us dress up as women and perform on stage. On October 30th, 2022, I had the chance to take part in this tradition. The cultural festival is a highlight of the school year. The class dressing event has become one of the main attractions. My friends and I decided to participate, and I was both excited and a little nervous about wearing a dress, makeup, and a wig for the first time. When the big day arrived, the school was buzzing with excitement. I'll never forget the moment I saw myself in the mirror, fully transformed. There was a good girl, me. But the real highlight was stepping onto the stage as the music started and we began our dance. It is so fun. This tradition taught me a lot. It showed me how important it is to embrace challenges and let go of any fear or embarrassment. Thank you for listening.
島かなです。お願いします。
Hello, today I'd like to talk about my experience of moving from Osaka to Yokohama. The move was prompted by entering school. Life in Osaka was very enjoyable and I had many memories with family and friends. Therefore, deciding to move to Yokohama was not easy. However, I saw this new environment as an opportunity for growth and decided to embrace the change. Right after the move, I found myself a bit disoriented, comparing the life I was used to in Osaka with my new life in Yokohama. However, I was quickly captivated by its both views and rich nature. The locals are also kind, and I gradually adapted to the new environment. Through this move, I realized that while living in a new place can be daunting, it also brings new discoveries and encounters. Both Osaka and Yokohama have their own unique charms, and now I can enjoy the best of both worlds. Thank you for listening.
はい。
菅原優奈です。Do you know that tomorrow, January 18, is finally the day for the common test for university? Japanese name is Kyotsu test. I am sure that many of you here have experienced the common test. Some of you take the test last year, or some of you take it a while ago. For me, it was exactly 1 year ago. Today, I would like to talk about my experience on the common test with some happenings. First of all, I wanted to get to the test hall as early as possible, so I arrived there about an hour and a half before the time of the meeting time. No one was in the room yet, so I relaxed and take the seats. As you all know, the common test is conducted earlier than the private university's entrance exam. I was not usually nervous, but my hands were shaking because the common test was the first real test I have ever taken. After taking my seat and studying for a while, I suddenly had a stomachache and I rushed to the bathroom. Looking back now, it was a stomach caused by nervousness rather than physical discomfort. While I didn't notice it was less than 30 minutes before the starting time, I tried to climb down somehow. I tried to recover somehow, but the time came. I gave up and returned to the room about 10 minutes before the test. The world history test started continuing to my pain. My hands were shaking and I had stomachache until test started. But as soon as I started looking at the question, the symptom disappeared. I was relieved. I think I calmed down after seeing the same kind of programs I have ever seen in practice. However, another happening happened. I was a World History B test taker, but I started solving World History A by mistake because World History A is right after opening the cover page. I think this is an often common mistake. I have also heard people who made such mistake in subject of Math 1 and Math 1 and A. However, I didn't know that such a mistake, such a trap, also existed in the subject of social studies. Fortunately, I noticed the mistake 20 minutes into the exam, and since world history was my strong subject, I managed to finish it in time. I had two happenings. Do some of you remember it was snowing on the test day in Tokyo? There is a jinx that it snowed on the day of the common test, but this year it is supposed to be fine. And the 2025 common test has many changes. For example, there are new subjects called information, and Japanese have one more question. It has changed from big 4 questions to 5 questions, and the time has been extended by 10 minutes. I hope that there will not be any student who make mistake like me. Thank you for listening.
上野達平です。お願いします。I would like to talk about the horse racing. Horse racing is a sport filled with speed and exciting. The thrill of watching powerful horse race at incredible speeds is something you can't experience in many other sports. I went to watch horse racing for the first time, and it was an unforgettable experience. The energy at the race course was incredible, with the crowd cheering loudly as the horses lined up the start gate. When the race began, it was amazed by the speed and power of the horses. I'll never forget the sound and the rhythm of the horses turning the corner. In conclusion, horse racing is a sport that speed, tradition, and the bond between human and animals. Whether you are watching from the start or betting on a race, the thrill of horse racing never gets old. Thank you.
坂本太一です。Good afternoon, everyone. There is a day I will never forget, not because I succeeded, but because I learned the pain of regret. It was the day of the Kanto Swimming Championship. I trained for months, early mornings, long evenings, countless laps in the pool. I dreamed of standing on the podium, proud of my hard work. But when the day came, things didn't go as planned. And the whistle blew, and I dived in, ready to give my all, but my strokes felt heavy, my turns were slow, and my body wouldn't respond like it did in training. When I touched the wall and saw my time, my heart sank. I haven't reached my goal or even beaten my personal best. I climbed out on the pool, feeling frustrated and disappointed. That evening, I couldn't stop thinking, why couldn't I swim the way I know I can? I felt like I had let myself and everyone who supported me down. But now I realize that they taught me something important. Struggles, not just violence, help us grow. Feeling disappointing shows how much you care, and passion pushes you to improve. Even now, I remember that day when I faced challenge. It reminds me that while failure hurts, the lesson it brings lasts forever. To all of you, embrace not only your success but also your struggles. Both shapes who you became. Thank you for listening.
はい。
というかです。Good afternoon, everyone. Today I want to talk about the day I cannot forget. The day I retired from my basketball club. Basketball had been a huge part of my life for years. Every day I practiced with my teammates, pushing ourselves to improve, learning the values of teamwork, and facing the highs and lows of competition. As my final day in the club approached, I began to feel a mixture of emotions. In that moment, I realized just how much basketball had shaped me. The constant drills, the tough matches, and the losses, all of it had contributed to who I had become. I felt a deep sense of gratitude, but also sadness. However, as I reflected, I understood that my time in the club wasn't just about playing a sport. It had taught me life lessons I would carry with me forever. How to work hard, how to overcome failure, and how to support others as a team. Those lessons would guide me beyond the basketball court in everything I do. That day, retiring from the basketball club wasn't just an end. It was the beginning of a new journey. And even now, I looked back that day with pride and gratitude. The friendships and the lessons and the memories I made in the club will always be a part of me. Thank you.
後藤美希です。Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'd like to share a story about a day I'll never forget. It was the day of my university entrance exam. That morning, I left home filled with a mix of nervousness and excitement. But when I arrived at the exam venue, I realized something terrible. I had forgotten my pencil case at home. I couldn't believe that I had forgotten something so crucial on such an important day. My mind went completely blank. However, I quickly pulled myself together and thought, stay calm and do what you can right now. Luckily, there was a school store nearby. I rushed over and bought everything I needed. Once I had my supplies, I finally felt a sense of relief. When the exam began, I was still a bit shaken, but I told myself, there's no turning back now, just focus and give it your all. Despite initial stress, I managed to stay composed and complete the exam. In the end, I was able to pass it. This experience taught me the importance of staying calm and thinking clearly, even in unexpected situations, especially during big challenges like university exams. things don't always go as planned. But if you don't give up and do your best, you can find a way forward. So, to all of you, when you face difficulties, remember to stay composed, believe in yourself, and take action. That's how you take the first step towards success. Thank you.
はい。そう。よかったね。
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to tell you about a day I can't forget. It is a story from when I was in 6th grade, drawing my last soccer game in our local soccer team. The day was exciting. It was the final match of the championship, and both teams were trying their best. By the second half, the score was 2-2. Everyone was working hard to win, and the game was very close. I felt nervous but also excited as the clock kept ticking. Then my chance came. One of my teammates passed the ball to me perfectly. I kicked the ball as hard as I could. The ball went into the net. The crowd cheered loudly and my teammate ran to me, shouting with joy. The goal was the winning goal. When the game ended, we were the champions. But something even more special happened. I was named the MVP of the match. I couldn't believe it when they called my name. My coach and teammates said many kind words to me, and I felt very happy. This game was not just about winning. It was about teamwork, trying hard, and enjoying the moment with my friends. It was also a little sad because it was my last soccer game in our team, but it was a perfect way to finish. That day taught me to never give up and to believe in myself. It also showed me how important it is to work together as a team. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, today I want to talk about a day I will never forget. It was a day my close friends and I went to Universal Studio Japan after we graduated from high school. After graduation, we all wanted to create a special memory together, something to celebrate the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. We decided to visit a theme park, and it turned out to be the perfect choice. After months of studying and being busy with school activities, this was our chance to just relax and have fun. We met up early in the morning, and as soon as we arrived at the park, we were filled with exciting. The sight of familiar movie sets and the characters from our favorite films brought out our inner child. It was a day of pure fun, riding roller coasters, screaming on thrilling attractions, and laughing at each other's reactions. I will never forget the way we all bonded, pushing each other to try new things and sharing those moments of joy. But what made that day even more special wasn't just the fun or the rides. It was a sense of friendship and connection. We knew that after graduation, everyone would be heading in different directions, starting new journeys. But that day, together, we made a memory that would last forever. For me, that day will always represent more than just a trip to a theme park. It was a reminder of how important our friends, and how the memories we create with them are the ones we will hold on to no matter where life takes us. That's why for me, it really is a day I cannot forget. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today I'd like to share the story of my first experience attending the live concert of my favorite band, Sekai no Owari. I hope this story resonated with you in some way. It was September 14, 2022. I had been a fan of this band since I was in my second year of junior high school. But it wasn't until my second years of high school that I finally got to attend their concert. On the day of concert, I had to attend the supplementary class for the school test. I still remember how hard I studied to avoid getting the failed grade. On the top of that, it was during the preparation period for the school festival, so my schedule was extremely hectic. That day, I first went to buy some concert goods. After that, I had to rush to buy supply for decorating our class booth for the class festival. As a result, I made it back to the concert venue just in time for the show to start. Honestly, I was a bit nervous about cutting it so close. However, as soon as the concert began, all my worry disappeared. The moment I heard my favorite song, Live, and felt the whole venue come together in my harmony was truth magical. It's a memory I'll never forget. During this busy period, our effort for the class festival also paid off. Working together with my classmates, we managed to win the Best Performance Award. Both the concert and the school festival turned out to be incredible experience that I'll always treasure. Through this experience, I learned the importance of throwing yourself wholeheartedly into the things you love, even when life is busy. Have you ever had a moment when you get your all to something you're passionate about? It might feel overwhelming at the time, but the sense of accomplishment afterward is absolutely worth it. So I encourage all of you to cherish the things you love. Your passion can lead you to discover new side of yourself and open the door to amazing new experience. Thank you for listening to my speech.
Hello everyone. Today I want to share with you one of the unforgettable days, a day that changed the way I see things. It was March 19th, 2024. Do you like sports? So someone knows I like watching baseball games, not playing. But before that day, I had never been to a baseball game. It was the first time I watched a baseball game at the stadium. I went to Meiji Jingu Baseball Stadium with a high school friend, and it would become one of my most unforgettable days of my life. As we walked into the stadium, the excitement around us was easy to feel. The weather was cold, but the energy from the crowd kept us warm. The cheers and the lively atmosphere made me feel excited and ready for the game. I didn't know much about baseball, but that didn't matter. What mattered was the experience, the energy from the crowd. As the game started, the stadium became full of energy with every pitch, every hit, and every play. The crowd cheered loudly, and I could feel the excitement all around. I realized that the game was more than just about the players on the field. It was about everyone in the stadium sharing the experience together. Every cheer, every clap, every moment of joy was shared with the people around me, making me feel part of sometimes bigger. When the team I was cheering for scored, the crowd got more excited, like an earthquake. The energy was so strong, it felt like it was spreading everywhere. And when a player hit a home run, the whole stadium cheered together like we were all celebrating together. It was a moment of happiness I had never felt before. And in that moment, I realized how important shared experiences are. That day at Beijing Baseball Stadium taught me that sometimes the best memories didn't come from very big events, but from simple moments we share with others. The energy of the crowd, the feeling of winning and losing together, and the joy of being in that place made the day unforgettable. It was a day that not only stayed in my memory, but also helped me understand how we connect with others, even during something as simple as baseball game. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, everyone. Moving from Yamaguchi to Tokyo to start my life at Waseda University at one of the most unforgettable days of my life. Today, I want to share this story with you. Have you ever felt nervous and excited at the same time about starting something new? That's exactly how I felt on that day. I grew up in Yamaguchi, a small and quiet town in my hometown. People always greet each other on the streets and life is slow and peaceful. But as I got older, I wanted to leave my hometown. I thought I want to live on my own and have a new life. That's why I decided to aim for Waseda University. When I was accepted, I felt so happy and proud. The day I moved to Tokyo was full of mixed feelings. It was my first time riding the Shinkansen, and when I arrived at Tokyo Station, I was amazed. There were so many people, so many trains, and everything was so fast. In Yamaguchi, there are only a few trains each hour, but in Tokyo, the trains come every few minutes. The train lines were so confusing, and I felt a bit lost. At first, I felt nervous and lonely. Tokyo was so different from Yamaguchi. But I also felt excited my new life was starting. Slowly, I began to adjust to the busy city. At first, at Waseda University, I met new friends who helped me feel at home. I also studied a part-time job where I met many kind people. Now I feel happy and grateful for my life in Tokyo. Moving from Yamaguchi to Tokyo was a big change, but it became a great adventure. So if you ever feel nervous about trying something new, remember that it can lead to something amazing. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, everyone.
名前で
かゆみりくです。
はい
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to share a story about a day that completely changed how I see life. It's a day I'll never forget because it taught me what true happiness really means. It all happened during my part-time jobs as a tutor at a cram school. I was working with a student who was preparing for her university entrance exam. We spent months studying together and I could see how determined she was to reach her goal. Then one day I got the news that she had passed her exam and got into her dream university. She came to me and said, "Thank you so much for all your help. I couldn't have done it without you." Hearing those words left me speechless. In that moment, I felt a sense of fulfillment I had never experienced before. That simple moment of gratitude completely changed my perspective. It made me realize how rewarding it is to be needed by someone and to have a positive impact on their life. Since then, I've come to believe that the greatest happiness in life comes from contributing to others. In the end, that day taught me something I carry with me forever. The value of helping others and the joy it brings, not just to them, but to me as well. Thank you for listening.
はい
浜田達樹です。Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to share with you an unforgettable day from my childhood. This day happened when I was just 5 years old in the beautiful region of Kochi Prefecture by the New River. It was a bright summer day with the sky clear and blue. On that day, I did something I had never done before. I went swimming in the New River. As I jumped into the water and opened my eyes, I saw a world of incredible clarity. The water was so clear that it felt like I was swimming in a giant natural aquarium. This experience left a profound impact on me. I was deeply moved by the stunning beauty of nature and realized that there was an amazing world waiting to be explored. This moment sparked my lifelong interest in nature and the environment. Thank you for listening, and I hope my story encouraged you to cherish and explore the natural wonders around us.
はい。井上ジョージです。Good morning, everyone. Today, I'd like to share a memory I'll never forget. The day I first visited Beijing in winter. It was a cold, bright morning when I arrived. My first stop was the Forbidden City. The golden rooftops, brightly covered with snow, looked stunning in the winter sunlight. Walking through the quiet courtyards, I could feel the weight of history all around me. It was stepping into another world. After that, I visited Beijing's famous shopping street. The lively atmosphere was completely different. I tried local snacks like lamb crackers and candied fruits, which were delicious in the cold weather. As night fell, the neon lights lit up the street, making it feel magical. That day in Beijing showed me the city's perfect mix of history and modern life. It's a memory I always treasure. Thank you for listening.
近藤修吾です。お願いします。
November 24th last year was a day I will never forget. While working at my part-time job, I received an email. The message delivered devastating news. My close friend had passed away unexpectedly. It was an ordinary day at work, just like any other. As I was focused on my task, I heard a notification sound from my phone. Without much thought, I checked my email, but the word I saw left my speechless. The email said that my dear friend had passed away suddenly. I couldn't process what I was reading. My heart sank and my hand began to tremble. I reread the email over and over, hoping it wasn't true. Just a few days ago, we had been laughing and talking together. How could they be gone so suddenly? Tears streamed down my face as the reality began to sink in. That day, I realized how precious and unexpected life is. It reminded me that we should never take our relationships for granted. We must express our feeling and gratitude while we can. My friend, even in their passing, taught me an invaluable lesson. I will carry their memory and this lesson in my heart for the rest of my life. I encourage all of you to take a moment to tell the people you care about how much they mean to you. Don't wait, because life doesn't always give us another chance. November 24 is now a part of who I am, a day that reminds me to treasure every moment and every connection in my life. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'd like to share an unforgettable memory from my high school days, winning first place in the group jump rope event at our sports festival. This memory stands out because of the teamwork, determination, and shared joy we experienced together. It was our final year in high school, and the sports festival was one of the most anticipated events. Among all the activities, the group jump rope event was the most challenging. It required not only individual skill but also perfect coordination and teamwork. For weeks, our class practiced tirelessly. We struggled, tripped, and even fell many times, but we never gave up. With each practice session, we improved, learned to move in sync, and encouraged each other to do our best. One day of the festival, the energy was incredible. When it was our turn for the jump rope event, we were nervous but excited. As we started jumping, we found our rhythm, and everything seemed to fall into place. The rope swung smoothly, and we kept jumping, counting each successful turn. When the final whistle below, we realized we had broken our record and won first place. The entire class erupted in cheers, hugging and celebrating together. It was a moment of pure joy and pride, knowing that our hard work and teamwork had paid off. This memory is unforgettable not just because of the victory, but because it taught me the power of perseverance and collaboration. It showed me that when we work together towards a common goal, we can achieve something truly remarkable. In conclusion, winning first place in the group jump rope event was more than just a win. It was a celebration of unity, effort, and unforgettable memories. Thank you.
何人、たくさんの人一緒にいっぺんに飛ぶんでしょ。
20人ぐらい。
20人ぐらい。そう、すごいね。はい。ちょっと今度また。次さん、エルバリさん。わかりました。はい。じゃあ、とりあえずお疲れ様でした。お互いに感謝してください。